This first, I really want to thank you for the grant, which allowed us to have a more hands-on. And with the background I have on music, I just have to do this. And in the past, it would be difficult because we don't have funds. So I'll give you one. You're my one to dance with us. Let's dance to the beat of cultural amalgamation. Yes, since the beginning that word has given us trouble, but it also has given us an opportunity to research and make our first language a little bit bigger when we're studying a second language. Because those words with amalgamation and Spanish words are cognate, they sound alike. So this project has been good in many different areas. But mainly what I want for the students is to realize that just like sometimes they feel that they are all by themselves and protected and they have not mixed with anybody and never will, some of them have the feelings because we are protected by our beautiful mountains. So we went a bit farther and realized that actually cultures do mix and they influence each other. And as an example, we use music and dance. Objectives, project stages, and results. I have taken my students to see a live show as a part of the hands-on for this project. What I want from the student is to learn that cultures influence each other, identify elements of cultural fusion in music and dance, and demonstrate the understanding to be able to share of those elements. Of course, I've used music and dance because we all like music and dance, but it applies to all areas. I had organized this little project in 3 stages, and one was we would research everything first, computer lab, go do a search. That's the beauty, we didn't have to really go to the library and find all these encyclopedias as much, and it was very handy to have our labs, and we had a stage 2 hands-on, learn how to dance and actually see a live show. And the last one, I needed to know if this was just let's dance for them, and oh, how nice to see all those dancers and ballerinas. Or maybe we could go a little bit farther and realize like, oh, I can see how and when they mix and maybe go a step farther and find other areas of find the elements of mixing. The research consisted of, I want them to research about globalization because we are citizens of a globalized society, even though we don't always think of it. We also research globalized societies, cultural amalgamation, and that was kind of the word there. And we also did a little bit more digging into the field I wanted, which was music and dance. And because of the history of Latin American countries, I wanted to then specifically research African influences and European influences. Last thing, I went a little bit more narrow and gave them a list of songs and dances that they were going to see on the live show. And they had to do the little research. Corey did too. And he had to find the origins, origins of those dances and find the influences. We think that some dances are just those dances that we've always known and we think it's totally ours, when actually we are borrowing elements and we are really making it ours. Not it's unique because it's shared from others. They did great on the research, but that's all it was. It was a research, look online, Google a little bit more, find a definition of a word, but that doesn't mean much when you actually don't do it. So part 2 was hands-on, we had to learn the steps, and of course, we realized we are good, but maybe not that good. And we were fortunate that there is a group of professional dancers and ballerinas that go around the country. They're called the Flamenco Ballet, and they come as close to Lexington. that's almost 2 hours from we are. Of course, that's where the grant came in so handy because I could not afford to take 16 students, pay the bus and the tickets for them to see this beautiful show. There we went. Let's learn the steps. Everybody thinks that because I am a Hispanic woman or I am so good at dancing, but all I know is that I have dreams, but I don't find them. So I found a DVD that taught us how to salsa dance, and we learned it in the classroom. And, you know, some of us kind of trip over. I was able to count very nicely because I'm very good at counting. And the next one, sorry, I don't find it. Some students actually got the steps, got them all, and that was the part that we tried. Some of us were a little bit more adventurous than others, but we got it. Then after that, we had to go see the show. You know, if I can do the steps of salsa dancing, how difficult could this really be? So we want to see it. And that's the show we saw, Latin American Extravaganza. The company is called Globalized, as I had mentioned before. It goes all around the United States. Only 2 places in Kentucky, Lexington and Louisville. So we totally lucked out. So bought the tickets and we got. Please, if you go to the next. Now the buses, nice and cozy to the next one, please. Yeah, it's very cozy. Very nice and cozy. And once that we were at the Singletary Center of the Arts, that's where the show was, and the students were just amazing at the variety, at the costumes, and how good actually the dancers were. I mean, they couldn't believe how, you know, they could throw the ballerina and, you know, just still kind of going around and not fall, you know, and still be as graceful and beautiful. So that was something amazing for them, but it was also to see that, I guess, with the exception of a few dances that they had heard about, that's all they knew about Latin American dances. And some of them actually, they thought they were not Latin American, they were just ours, you know. Those are just American dances. And that's where we talk about the influences. That's how much influence each other. To the next one. And we have like a 10-second break if you are able to. And that was one of the dances. For example, this would be just you see the title, Carabe Tapatío. The origin of this dance is in Mexico. And you know, it has to do with the revolution and all that. But the actual name, Carabe Tapatío, comes from a word that comes from Arabic word. If this was original from Mexico, and the name has Arab on it, and the dresses of the dancers are not really native Mexican, are more maybe with influences of Spanish. So even, you know, on a picture we can tell, yeah, wow, I can see the mix. And the last thing we did, then let's go ahead and now that we've seen, we've researched, we can create a PowerPoint that will demonstrate that I understand this. So the PowerPoint, they had to make sure that said what the mixture of cultures is. And yes, they did find the meaning of amalgamation also. And they had to find the elements that make the dances that they researched, in the songs research, and they saw what were the good examples of cultural mixture. They did an amazing job. And then they share with that. For example, this is just one of the titles of one of the groups, amalgamations all over. Another group came out with cultures and countries related through dance, and another group, culture, a little bit for us, a little bit for you. So, you know, they came up with catchy titles and we presented them. Results, I really enjoyed. I could see that they understood, and not only how it relates to music and dance, but also they began realizing, oh, in food also, you know? Words, we borrow words from one language to another. And the one they really wanted to talk more about is food. Maybe next time we'll have an addition of let's cook something too that shows how mix not dance, but you can have a pizza also a pizza. But thank you very much. This was a wonderful experience, and we really appreciate the opportunity and the money that I have allowed us to do this.
Thank you.
Then,
Oh,
yes,
I'm
always
sorry.
holds.
I'm sorry. No, we'll bring it back up.
The thing that tied all together is that because of this project, we could have a better understanding of globalization and how important it is that the more you understand other cultures, then the better you dance at the globalized dance.